So in the past 7 days, I made over £1,000 selling digital products on my Etsy store. So in this video, I'm going to give you a rundown of exactly what I do from start to finish, all the tips and tricks I've learned along the way. And if you're following along, at the end of the video, you should have an Etsy listing ready to sell to the thousands. Now, if you got to this video through my TikTok page, hello. Thank you for coming through. Or if you just found this video organic on YouTube, you should definitely go and follow my TikTok account because I post daily content and tips. So if you haven't already, go get yourself a drink because this is going to be a nice detailed video, step by step, exactly what I do and how I make around £1,000 every 7 days. Okay, so there are 3 tools that I use to make an Etsy product and list it. Number 1, obviously, you need to have a shop on Etsy. You don't have to do this. I can make a video, let me know in the comments. But for this video, I'm assuming you've already made your shop. Now, the next tool, and probably one of the most important tools, is a site called playground.com. Now, this website is what's going to help us make AI art really easily, really quickly. There is a free version, there is a paid version, and I do currently use the paid version. It's much better. I'll put on the screen now the differences there, and I'll leave a link in the description as well to the website. Okay, and last but not least, we also need to use a site called Everbe. Now, if you're not new to Etsy, then you've, I'm sure, heard of this before. And if you are new, then Everbe is a Chrome plugin that you connect your Etsy shop to. And it basically allows you to have a sneak peek behind other people's listings and see how much they're earning, see how well their product's doing, see their keywords. But we're going to get into that a little later on, so don't worry. But again, you do have to pay for this. It's a monthly subscription. I'll put it on the screen of how much I pay, and I'll also put this in the link below. Now, it's important to understand that there are no get-rich-quick schemes with this. You do have to spend a little bit of money up front. You need to invest in yourself and your time. If you're just guessing what to post and putting random keywords in, you're never going to see any money. You're never going to see any progress. Nothing's free, unfortunately. So we need to come up with a design. And this is an important step because if you design something that nobody wants to buy, you've wasted your time and your money. So how do I find something that I know people are going to want to buy? Well, it's really easy, and it's where one of our tools come into play, Everbe. Now, if you don't know how to get Everbe and install it, there are literally hundreds of videos on YouTube, so maybe watch one of them first. So for the purpose of right now, you've got Everbe. So here we've got Etsy, and on the left of the screen, we can see our plugin Everbe. So first, what we want to do is go into the Etsy search bar and type in posters. If you have a quick scroll down the page, we can see some artwork already. So we've got this one here that says be kind. As you can see here, we've got the little bee symbol, which is our Everbe plugin. So if you don't have Everbe, you won't see these. And it's basically showing me the stats of this person's listing of that particular product. It's got 52 monthly sales. It's also got 44,000 views and a conversion rate of 2.16%, which is a really good conversion rate. And we can see the listing age, so it's been up for 18 months. So the idea is to have a little scroll. We can see this sardine print here, 49 sales. The one next to that, 391 sales. So you're going to want to have a little scroll and kind of see what people are buying. Got a little frog poster that's selling 32 a month. I think we're going to go, just for the example of this video, do something kind of like the frog poster with some words. So if you want to know a little bit more about that, let's click on the design. It's going to take us through to the page. And again, we can see at the top here, it's in demand because 4 people bought this in the last 24 hours. So we know that right now people are still wanting to buy that. So it's not an old listing that we're going to, waste our time on. And if we didn't have the Everbe plugin, all we will be able to see is the title and the description that the person's put. But because we've got Everbe that we're paying for, we can now see a little blue button. And you can see this on any single post, any listing on Etsy. So we want to click that and click Analyze. And now this is basically going to give us a cheat sheet. So we can see here, as we already know, it's got 32 monthly sales. But next to it, we can see it's made a month £459. And we can also see, if we scroll down, we can see the tags or the keywords. And this is a really important piece. If we scroll to the right a little bit, we can see the keyword score, which is 80. But we don't need to look into that right now. We're going to come back to that when we've already got our artwork ready. Obviously, spend a little bit of time doing a bit of research on Etsy, see what's selling. But for the purpose of the video, we're just going to go with this one. As we can see, it's selling relatively well. Okay, so now we know what we're going to make. We're going to not copy, because that's against many rules and you can get banned, but do something similar to this frog poster that we found. So it's quite a nice little style, quite minimalistic. It's a picture of a frog and a little bit of text that says everything is figure outable. So it's quite funny. So now we know roughly what we want to make. We're going to go to our other tool, which we spoke about at the beginning, playground.com. Now, obviously, you do have to make an account. You can do it for free, and you can do a paid version. Obviously, I do pay. I can't remember how much it is. I'll put on the screen. So I'm going to click poster because I'm making a digital poster. Now in here, there's loads, literally hundreds of thousands of designs that are just there ready for us to start messing with. But we know we want to do something animal-based, frog-based, a bit funny. So we can go back up to the top and search bar. And in the search bar, we can type in funny frog. Okay, so here are a few random frog designs, and you want to spend some time finding something that you like, because you've got to enjoy the process too, but also what you think other people might buy, and similar to what we found on Etsy. Okay, so what's interesting, I've actually found this image on Playground that I believe the person on Etsy has copied from. So if we go back to the Etsy listing, we can see it's a frog and there's a little bit of text there. Everything is figure outable, and look at the difference between that one and this one. Okay, so I think they've probably found this on Playground and they've modified it, which is what we're going to do because we know it sells well. So at the minute, I think this looks a little bit too similar to the Etsy one. So just for the purpose of the video, let's say we want to change the text to say my happy place in the bathroom. Press enter and it's going to take, I don't know, about a minute or so. Okay, so it's been about 35 seconds, and as we can see, it's changed the text to say my happy place in the bathroom. So you've not even got to be a computer whiz at Photoshop and all that, because I don't know how to use that. All you got to do is prompt in AI and it will do it all for you. So now let's say we want to change the animal. We know cute animals do well, so that would probably be fine on its own, but we want to switch it up a little bit. It's going to go in the bathroom. And what do you have in the bath sometimes? A rubber duck. So let's make the goose or duck turn into a rubber duck. Change the goose for a rubber duck. Okay, so there we go. As you can see, it's put a massive yellow rubber duck in there. Obviously, it doesn't look aesthetically pleasing as the goose did. If we go back, you can have a little look what it looked like. But you get the idea. And basically, the plan is you want to just mess around with this until you find something really good. I can get carried away and spend hours doing this if I really wanted to. So say you spent however long on it, and this is the design that we're going to go with. What do we do next? Now, if you come up to the top right here, you can see the little button that says export. We're going to want to do this. However, if we export it as it is right now, if we just go ahead and click download, it's going to download it in the size 1024 pixels by 1536 pixels. Now that is quite small. If you're selling on Etsy and someone wants to buy it and they want to blow it up massive and have it as an A1 poster in their house, the image that you're going to give them is going to be really pixelated, really grainy, and they're going to give you a bad review. So what you want to do is head down to upscale by 4 times. Now what that's going to do is use AI to upscale the image massive so that when people buy it, if they want to print it massive, it's going to look the same as if it was that size, basically. So go ahead and press upscale by 4, and it's going to take a minute or so. So now that I've hit download, you can see we've got this image here, and now we want to go ahead and make the right sizes. So when people download it, they can put it in any size that they want. Now here on screen, I put a size guide for the most popular sizes that people print out posters and art. So you can either go ahead and make one of those, or you can make several. And in this case, we're just going to make one for the purpose of the video. But if I was doing this at home in my spare time, then I would probably make 3 or 4 popular sizes. Now, if you don't quite understand the information in this image, go over to Google like I've just done and put in popular canvas ratios for posters. And if you take a little scroll, 2:3, which is 18 by 24 inches, or 4:3, which is 27 by 40 inches. Now, that might sound a little bit crazy and like we're back in school, but it is really easy to do. Now, I normally do this on Photoshop because I've got it, but a lot of people want to use the free Canva. So now you want to head over to Canva and go down to custom size. And because we're doing this in inches and not pixels, we're going to change the units to inches. And if we go back to our Google search, one of the popular sizes is a ratio of 4:3, which is here 27 times 40 inches. So on Canva, we're going to go 27 by 40 and click create new design. Now we've got a lovely template. I've dragged in the image that we downloaded. I'm just going to resize it to fit the screen. And there we go. And because we've upscaled it by 4, we can afford to stretch out our image to fill the canvas size, and it won't lose that much quality. Now, once you've done that, go to the top right, press share, and we want to download it. So as I said, you're probably going to want to make several different sizes. For when someone downloads it, they have loads of different options that they can choose from, and they should leave you a good review. Okay, so now that we've made our design, which is sometimes the hard part, we need to make the photo mock-ups that we're going to put on our Etsy listing that people can look through and see if they want to buy it. Now, there are two ways that I do this. One is an easy way, and one is a little bit more complicated way. So I'm going to show you the easy way. So the easy way is to come back to playground.com where we made our original image, and with their new update, you can see we've got a little t-shirt icon, and in there it says put in mockup. So we're going to click that, and as you can see, we can search for mockup. Now if I type in picture frame, it's going to come up with a load of options. So we want to go ahead and just choose one. Say we like this one. I'm going to click it, and it's going to put that image in that frame without me doing anything. Now that is the easy way. However, there are some drawbacks to using this method. So as you can see, it's done it for us. I didn't do anything. We now have our picture in a frame, and you think it looks good. But if we take a closer look at the bottom right here where our mushroom was, we can see it's kind of turned into some random little blue and white object. If we head over back to our original image, we can see we should have two mushrooms. But when we ran it through the AI generator to put it in the frame, sometimes, and I've noticed this, it changes things. So you do have to be careful, especially with text and a lot of detail, that doesn't happen. Now, that's not a massive issue. If you have several photos on your listing, then people aren't really going to pick up on it. But it is a really good, easy, quick fix. So for option 2, which is the more slightly difficult version, which is what I mainly do, we're going to put it in a frame manually. So for example, if we go back onto Etsy, you can see that someone is actually selling 150 frame mock-ups for $11.91. And what you're essentially buying are Photoshop files for you to insert your image into their ready-made mock-ups. So I went ahead and I bought one of these. And as you can see, this is how many that I got. These are all the options that I can choose from, and it's really easy. So say, for example, we like this mock-up, we want to put our image on it. I'm going to go ahead and open up the Photoshop file that I bought when I got it off Etsy. Now, obviously, yes, you do need Photoshop for this. If you have no idea how to use Photoshop, doesn't matter. You don't need to know how to use Photoshop to do this, and I'm going to prove it. So it's opened up Photoshop for us, and as we can see, there's the image with a preview print in there. Now, it couldn't be easier to swap it out. All we want to do is go bottom right. We can see we've got two layers. We've got the background and the change poster layer. Now, we need to change the poster. So if we go over to this transparent looking box, double click, it's going to open up a new layer in Photoshop. Here it is. All you got to do is click that print, press delete, drag our print on that we've already made. It's stretched it to the right size, press tick, and then we're going to come here, close that layer. It's going to say, do you want to save? We need to make sure we do press save, and then it's going to close that down, and boom, our image is in there. That literally took 15 seconds. And you can see it's done all the shadowing and all the lighting itself. You've not had to do anything. You can go up here, File, Export, Export as, either a PNG or JPEG. Make sure it's the highest, and press Export. And now you can see we've got our design in a print, and it literally took us 15 seconds. That's how easy it is. Now, if I was doing this, I'd make a couple more versions, but for the purpose of this video, we're just going to stick with the one. Okay, so now we've done the hard bit. We've got our design, and we've got all of our nice mock-ups. So next, we need to put it onto our shop on Etsy. Really easy. Go over to Etsy, go onto your shop manager, go down to your listings. I'm sure you know how to do this. If not, follow along. And then top right, add a listing. Now we're doing a digital print. So it's going to ask us what kind of item is this. You're going to want to go down here and click digital prints. If it's not there, search for it in the category bar. So click digital prints, and then it's going to ask us what type of item is it. Is it a physical or is it a digital? Digital, so click that. Who made it? I made it. What is it? It's a finished product. When was it made? This year, 2025. And how was it designed? Now this bit is really important. So you've got the option of created by me or with AI generator. Now, yes, technically I did, I made it, but with the majority of help from AI. Now, if you get this wrong and you try and pass it off as art that you physically made, Etsy can easily find out, trust me, because they've banned shops before, and that's what we don't want to happen. So they will ban and delete your shop permanently if you lie about this and they catch you. And it makes no difference. So click made with AI generator and then press continue. And now we're at the fun stage or the boring stage, depending on how you look at it. where we need to fill out all the information about our listing. Now, obviously, this is really important because we need to make sure we use the right words, the right keywords, the right tags in our title, description, and in our tags when we go and do them. This is an important step because it's the only way people are going to find our listing. However, it's easy. So if we open up a new tab and go onto Etsy and type in something relatable with our poster, I've obviously done a funny bathroom poster. So if I type in funny bathroom poster or bathroom art, and the best search results are going to come up. And obviously using Everbe, we can see the stats on these. So here we've got funny bathroom wall art. We can see that it's got 62 sales and a really, really good conversion rate. So if we click on that, we're going to use their info and we're going to tweak it a little bit to help ours. Scroll down a little bit, press analyze listing like we did before. We can see that they've made £743 this month, which is really good. So that means we want to kind of implement their title, which you can see here, top right, and put it into ours. What we also want to do is scroll down and check their tags. As we can do by scrolling down, even to the right, we can see a keyword score of 70. It's not too bad, but a lot of theirs are pretty low scores, so we probably wouldn't want to use them. So that's where we head over back to our keyword research tool on Everbe, and let's spitball and type in funny bathroom poster. So there we go. We can see that that keyword isn't very good because it's got a very low search volume, very high competition volume, and scores of 30 or 0. So you want to mess around and put some keywords that are relative to your poster and pick the best ones. So I've just spent a couple of minutes trying to find some best keywords, and I've typed in toilet poster. And as we can see here, toilet poster artful is a keyword that is doing really well. It's got an average volume search of 1,000 and competition is only 68. So that's green. That's really good. And it's got a score of 14,000, almost 15,000, which is really good. So you want to go ahead, just click on that. It's copied it for you. Head back over to your listing. Also put your keywords in your title. So copy paste that in there as a title. We're going to add a few more. Scroll all the way down to tags. You get 13 of these. Copy paste that in there, press enter. So you're going to want to spend a bit of time on this, make sure you get it right. And at the end of this, you can have a title for your listing that's got keywords in there and also things that would help search and bring up your item. And you're going to have filled in all your 13 keywords. Now for this video, I'm not going to do that. It would take too long. But once you've done that, you can do the boring part. So you need to come up here, add photos and videos. That's where you would add your mock-ups. So for example, I'm just going to put the one that I made in. And there we go, that's going to be our thumbnail. You can also add a video, that helps. To get the best out of this, ideally, you're going to want to fill all these boxes and put as many photos in there as possible. And then you want to scroll down and click digital files. Now, these are the files that the buyer are going to receive. And that's where we're going to put our original digital file in that the person's going to receive. You want to drag it in there. And if you've made different sizes, put them all in there. Then you want to scroll down, make a description. It's not got to be too long. You could put some keywords in there, but mainly what you want to do is put how it's going to work. So the fact that the buyer is going to buy your product and then they're going to receive a digital file that they can send to a shop, print it out or print it out at home and put it in their own frame. Obviously you want to set your price. Let's just say, I don't know, £5. Why not? The quantity, so how many are there? Technically they're unlimited, but you can't put unlimited, so just put 100. You can put materials, but we are not using any materials, so we need to put any of that in. Height, don't need to worry about that. And that is it. At the bottom, you can press save as draft or you can publish. That's when you need to go ahead and share it with all your family. Maybe run some ads on there, which is really easy to do. And if you want a video on that, let me know and I'll make it for you. And hopefully within a couple of months, you're getting some sales. So there you go. That is how easy it is. It might sound a little bit complicated at first. And yes, you do have to spend a little bit of money. But at the end of the day, if you're going to make hundreds or thousands of pounds back, it's a good investment. Please leave a like, subscribe, and also leave a comment and let me know what you think on how you're doing. And if you haven't already, please go check out my TikTok account. Follow on there because I'm going to be posting more on there. And yeah, good luck. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.